Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video I'm going to be taking on stage 20 of all three of the Pillar of Trial bosses, and this is the day that we can get our hands on the epic for completing 60 stars. Before I get into that though, I do just want to say a huge thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. If you are enjoying the look of the game, please do click the link in the description or the pinned comment and get involved today. So in terms of Pillar of Trials, if we just jump over there quickly. So as I say, the game mode has been out now for, I think it's 11 days since it went live. So we're able to access stage 20 today. If you clear stage 20 on all three, you do get your hands on Bale Vernal, the epic champion, or epic hero. So just to quickly run through Bale Vernal, first of all, the passive skill. When an ally takes damage, there's a 10% chance of converting 20% of their damage taken into healing. And when an enemy receives healing, there's a 10% chance of converting 20% of their healing into damage. It's quite cool, I guess. It's very different. On the battle skill, fires an orb that can bounce up to 6 times between enemies, dealing 160% attack necrotic damage each time, with a 40% chance of inflicting stun for 3 seconds. So this could be very cool, because obviously that books up to 50% chance. It's bouncing 6 times. It's quite a good AoE stun battle skill. I haven't tested it, if I'm honest, on the test server, but on paper that looks to be quite a strong battle skill, especially for things like Meander and Pillar of Trials. Next up on the ultimate skill though, we've got strikes an enemy within range 3 times, dealing 220% attack necrotic damage, with a 50% chance of reducing their ultimate energy by 10%. So this one it's good in the fact that it's gonna reduce their ultimate energy, but the chance being 50% is not the best. There are champion or heroes who drop turn meter more frequently with a higher percent chance. So I'd like to see, I would have loved to see this to either have a higher chance or be a lower chance with a higher drop amount. But all in all, it's just some extra control, so it kind of fits the feel of the hero with the AoE battle skill stun. In terms of how hard the hero could hit, I think it could be a relatively good damage dealer based on the base attack and the multipliers. I'd have to test that out, which I will do at some point during the season. But yeah, that is all. I think it's probably one of those heroes that you'll end up using on a Chaos Shadow team just to bolster out your roster a bit. So yeah, let's jump into it. Let's clear these bosses. So first of all, we've got the Pillar of Light, which is Radiance and Fire. So for this one, I'm using a Radiance, an Aura team with Durim for Witch's Remains as well. Yeah, so 10 times speed does exist. And for my supports, I've got Garius and Ardreth just to keep everybody alive and healthy. So it's a really easy team. I imagine this team will probably be the team I use throughout the whole of Pillar of Trials. I might have to swap it and add somebody for attack penalty at some point, but for now it's doing the job. I am still using Theohine as much as she was nerfed. I might swap her for Linkos at some point, but at the moment it's just a case of she's built, she's doing the job, so she stays. So that's the waves done. Now we're on to the boss. So just to run through what the bosses do. The first skill is deals radiant damage and heals all radiance elements by a large chunk of the attack. So these adds get healed by that. Then deals radiant damage to all enemies, granting ally protection to those adds for 10 seconds. And finally deals, finally it was the battle skill again that heals everybody. But the boss melted, so it's gone. Next up we've got the Pillar of Dark, so Necrosis and Lightning. For this one I'm using a Shadow team, which you'll see in just a second, with Fathom Down and Nathaniel as my supports. So let's jump into that. I will reduce the speed when we get to the boss as well, so I can read the skills out before it dies. But yeah, this team is once again just gonna walk straight through it. The only thing I don't like is that Ozil changes forms between waves, which is really annoying for stuff like this and stuff like Goblin. It would be really cool if he could keep his demon form throughout waves, but I understand it's technically a buff which gets reset. So let him do his thing. Drop down to 2 times speed. Right, so on the first skill, deals necrotic damage to enemies within range with a 50% chance of inflicting fear, which is the third skill as well. And on the second skill, deals necrotic damage to all enemies, granting 30% attack up to all necrosis elements for 10 seconds. So it's just about empowering the buffs and obviously controlling us, but at this stage, it's so easy just to walk through these bosses. So that's that one dead. Now, last of all, we've got the Ice and Poison boss. jump over to there. So for this one, I am using a bit of a slower team because I don't have much AoE damage built. So I'm using a Ice Blast team. So if we jump in here, so I'm using Beldel, Furubath, Vikuk, Shinna, and Vinyara as well. I don't really need Vinyara there, but she's built because I use her in Ancient Battlefield and Grave of Curse. So yeah, as you can see, this is a little, well, much slower because it's not just one-shotting the waves. But when it comes to the boss, it obviously does very strong single target damage, so it's kind of makes up for the slow start to the runs. There we go. So let's drop that down to 2 times speed now as well. So the first skill, which is also the third skill, deals damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance of inflicting 5 stacks of poisons on the attack for 20 seconds. And then it uses this skill, which is deals poison damage to all enemies and inflicts a poison explosion. So it's going to explode those poisons that it places on you. And then obviously the first skill again is the third skill. So effectively you want to be using your cleanse kind of before this explosion skill here, just to make sure you don't have huge amounts of stacks. So I'm going to get 5 exploded on me because I've about to cleanse some of them. Anyway, let's pop that back on 10 times speed and get this boss killed. And there you go, it's going to start to fall over now because Beldel's hitting the boss. And there we go, so that is stage 20 on all 3 pillars cleared. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up with clearing the pillars each day, but as you can see, that is enough to claim the epic champion Bale Vernal today. So I will try and give Bale Vernal a test before the continental bosses go live, because it could be a really good addition for people's teams if it's able to do some good damage. But at the moment I can't say for sure. So that is all for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying the content I'm putting out, please do remember to like and subscribe. And once again, just a massive thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. If you are enjoying the look of the game, please do click the link in the description or the pinned comment and get involved today. See you in the next video.